So I'm going to share my thoughts on the Golf R, the MK8 20 years, which I announced on my channel this week. Yeah, let's just say it's got a lot of comments and a lot of feedback. So I'm going to go through some of your top comments, share my thoughts on the car. So let's start with my thoughts. So first of all, I'm very much a glass half full kind of person. I'm really glad that Volkswagen actually made it and they brought it to us. You know, great, something's happened. Am I really like over the top ecstatic about it? Probably not. I think they've sort of like not done as many upgrades as I probably would have liked. Yeah, I mean, what is it? A little bit of power, maybe 14 brake horsepower. It's not masses. Kind of tells you why they're sort of like locking down ECUs and things like that with that kind of car. A bit of carbon inside. I mean, I'm in my Mark 7 Golf R here, and yeah, a few carbon trims and features. 25 badge, 25 sort of like logo. When you like open the door, you've then got like a little logo down the side. You get a few things as standard, so you get like the performance pack as standard. That's in the UK. In other markets like Americas and stuff like that, you get it anyway as normal. So for us, that's like a £2,000 option that comes in. You get like Napa leather instead of the cloth. I really like the cloth seats. I think they're supportive and they do a great job, but yeah, you get that included, and it's a limited run car, so there's not going to be too many of them. I mean, I think that video as of the day that I'm filming is on about 3,000 views. There's probably going to be less than 1,000 cars. So for all the people that are watching it, you're not going to have one, whether you want one or not. So there is a limited factor to it. I believe the car is going to be around £50,000. Bear in mind, the base car is about £42,000. There's no way. It might be 49,995 or something like that. I think of it, being quite a big Porsche fan, I think of it as like a GTS. Think of it as a Golf R GTS. I think that's a better name for it rather than this 20 years. I mean, the amount of additions VW do, and all manufacturers are doing it now, it's proper over the top. I mean, I'm proper tired of it now. Yeah, I mean, I drove the 45 edition of the Club Sports, the Club Sport 45, the Mark 8, and that was really, really great, but it ultimately was just a high-spec Club Sport. There wasn't really anything different to it. There's nothing majorly different. Allegedly, like, the paddles are longer as well. Mine's a manual, so I can't really tell you too much on that, but the paddles are slightly longer, so a little bit of improvements there. I really hope they've sorted out the infotainment by then. I don't think cars are going to be delivered, although you can order it this week. I've had messages from subscribers, and yeah, they've ordered them, so, and they believe that they're not going to get their car until 2023. So yeah, you're going to have to wait that long. The blue car looks great, but then I liked the performance pack of the blue, the Piz Blue before, and the white one I'm not keen on. Those blue wheels I'm not keen on, and the blue door mirrors, no, it's not for me. It's yeah, just not me. Other than that, I don't believe there was anything else different. So a little bit of power and a few little cosmetic tweaks and a limited edition run car. So there you go. But yeah, I think of it as like a GTS where you get more included for hopefully a slightly better price. That's the key. Talked about Porsche, you can get like a Cayman GTS or a 911, 992 GTS. You'll get more options than standard. You'll get like extra power, extra kit, and it will all be like little differences which makes a big improvement. Because it's a great car, the Mark 8 Golf R. I've driven it plenty of times. Subscribers have been really grateful to me in lending me their car, and I've spent plenty of time in it. It's a great car. I can only recommend it. Right, what are my actual thoughts then? I am pretty disappointed, I'm not going to lie, because first of all, the one thing that they could have done is colour. It's a very simple thing. You know, I think of like, go back to Fords. I love my fast Fords. I love my Fiesta STs. They brought out the Performance Edition in orange, really cool. They brought out the ST Edition in blue, and it was really nice, bright, purposeful colours. Also not available on any other range. That's the important thing. You know what you're looking at because of the colour. The Piz Blue is unique to the Golf R, but it's unique also to a standard Golf R. It's not, you know, anything for the 25. Yes, those blue wheels are different on the white one, but yeah, really disappointed lack of colours. I mean, we get 3 in the UK, black, blue and white, and now we've just lost one rather than gaining anything. So that's a bad point. And depending on the price is going to be a big thing for me. If you want all those stuff as standards, you can get them. But yeah, overall, I'm not like blown away. I'm glad they made it. Yeah, I'm not massively convinced about any of these sort of super limited editions because they're not putting the money in anymore. They're not putting the effort in anymore because it's not worth their time. They've got hybrid, they've got electric all to worry about now. VW, multi-billion pound company, second biggest car manufacturer in the world behind Toyota. They've got other priorities than this, and yeah, it just looks like a little bit of a half-assed effort, if I'm perfectly honest with you. But one thing I do want to talk about is because I got a lot of comments from you guys off the back of that video, and I'm going to go from the top comment down to the bottom because it's quite important. So this first comment said, a bit like a slap in the face from VW for people like me who've been waiting for their own car production since last year. and they are still without even confirmed production week. And a few people sort of like, yeah, agreed with that as well, just saying that they're still waiting for their R order if it ever comes up. Yeah, a full year. It's pretty ridiculous, and I couldn't agree more. I've spoken to plenty of people, being a big Golf R fan, and it's not great for people to actually wait that long. Is pretty poor, and then they release this, but that's not really VW's fault. Computer chip issue, supply issue, whatever's going on in the world, it's not bad. And I know VW purposely not producing as many cars as they used to because they want to get the profit. You don't make profit by building loads and loads of cars because you have to produce so many of them. You make profit by making fewer cars and making the demand there, and they're starting to learn that. So yeah, it is just what it is. But yes, you see this coming out, and if you're waiting for yours and you haven't got a confirmed date, that's pretty poor. For me, they should just suspend the order. If they can't give you a date, it should just be a case you can't order this car. A bit like what Ford have done, that you can't order the new Focus. They're not messing people around in some ways. They're not saying you might receive your car in a year, we don't know when you're going to receive your car. They're just saying you can't order it. That's how they should do it, and that should make it a lot more simple. So a lot of people waiting, yeah, I mean, it's really bad, personally. You know, you might have to look at the used car market kind of thing. I've seen some for 38 grand now, so maybe, yeah, dip into them. But I couldn't agree more with that comment there, and a lot of people agreed with that too. Yeah, a few other people just sort of mentioning about the blue wheels. Yeah, it's a little bit pretty poor. People aren't convinced on the looks either. I mean, looks are all personal thing. I think the Lapis Blue looks nice and performance pack. People saying if it's 50 grand, that'll actually be quite a good price in today's market. Yeah, it probably would be, but you know, it's definitely going to be less than an RS3. I think it'll be about 48, 49,000. I still can't believe that I'm saying that. I'm sitting in my Mark 7 Golf R, which I love. You know, I've just never seen myself selling it. I just love it so much. It's worth less than 20 grand. It's probably worth about 18 grand. You know, there's no way Mark 8's worth 2.5 times this, my opinion. People saying it still looks boring and they'd have an i30N. Yeah, there are more fun cars, but I don't think there's a better car with the complete package, personally. Yeah, I've driven the Club Sports, I've driven the i30Ns, the i20Ns, Fiesta STs, which are so fun. Fiesta ST, my pick of everything else. Yeah, but to do everything, particularly with the four-wheel drive, you know, it's a gorgeous sunny day today in lovely Hertfordshire, but yeah, most of the time it's raining and horrible and wet, and yeah, not wet, yeah, it just makes it difficult to drive. Four-wheel drive just means that you can get out of there. It gives you that, you know, interpretation. You can drive it wherever. You can drive to Scotland and it will be great. Even if the weather's bad and if it's sunny, you can still enjoy it. So yeah, I'm a fan of the whole Golf R thing, and that's why I've loved mine today. I think they're kind of taking advantage of the fact that it's got a bit of a hype. I would have liked to have seen, like I said before, cooler colours and maybe a bit more power. Maybe it does have more power. I've seen people dyno it at like 340 horsepower anyway. So maybe this one has close to 350, 360, which would be quite cool. But yeah, only a small sort of power increase. What else are people saying? People saying it looks way better. Yeah, maybe. I mean, yeah, I guess each day I don't think it's drastically anything different personally. Very nice, very expensive. Looked like it's piano black trim around the gear knob rather than matte plastic, so that's an improvement. And then people saying it's not going to be available for purchase price. People are going to be listing this for overs. They probably are, but those people aren't really petrol heads or car enthusiasts. They're just trying to make a quick profit. And that's one thing that's really hard. Certainly for me, if I was ever to get something like that, I wouldn't feel like I'd want to drive it. Like in this car, I'll just come out and drive it because I don't really, you know, it's my car, I own it, and I'll drive it wherever. But with something like that, when you're spending £50,000 on an asset, it's a lot of money. And then obviously every mile you do in it, it's going to depreciate the car. Yes, it'll probably go for 5 or 10 grand over initially, but it'll come straight back down again. And you're still obviously likely financing, which I'm going to do a video on soon about APRs. Yeah, it's a lot of money, Other people, you know, a good subscriber of mine who actually lent me his car for quite a few occasions, said he's really disappointed actually about it. He really thought they'd correct a few things. Maybe they still will. He's sort of torn between an RS3, and that's the thing. RS3s by next year, you'll probably get them 50 grand, sub 50 grand anyway. So 2.5 litre, 5-cylinder. RS3 does drive really, really well. Yeah, it did drive well when I tested it. People hoping the software works. People thinking it's little changes like a unique badge and stuff isn't the end of the world. As it's limited, it will certainly go for more money. So they're my final thoughts. What do you think about the Golf R 20 years? Let me know in the comments.